stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Sunday. Babe, you mind turn that down just a little bit? Thank you. All right, and I apologize. We had some technical difficulties earlier. I'd give you the explanation, but it don't really matter. I was trying to save some money, so I was not going to use Restream anymore, and they gave me a price of $19 instead of $50. And my streams got blocked, so they had to unblock it. No biggie. Something nice and simple, right? So, hi Jerry, good to see you. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Darn it, I just turned that off. No biggie. Gosh darn it. All right. And of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge. I'm going to let you guys know right now I am not in a good mood. So, I'm not a big fan of Father's Day. I try every year to do okay, and I just don't. And if I start talking about it, I will cry. So, if I'm seeming a little off, that is why. Today, we're going to be talking about AA Regeneration. And I'm excited because I get to use one of my books I don't get to use very often. It's at page 46 in AA Comes of Age. And I'm just going to go ahead and start at the top here. Actually, it's page 46. So such is the paradox of AA Regeneration. Strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness, the loss of one's old life as a condition for finding a new one. But we of AA do not have to understand this paradox. We only have to be grateful for it, right? And that's part of. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, dude. That's what they're talking about is giving up your old life for the new one. I can make you really uncomfortable by saying this is the portion where we are reborn. It says that right in the third step. We are reborn. Okay? It means you're going to become a different person. You know, person everybody begged you to be for years and years, and now I won't talk to you. Told you I'm not in a good mood. Good afternoon, Facebook user. Sorry, it does that sometimes. And it's fine. I don't mind if it says Facebook user. Whoever it is, welcome. But we of AA do not have to understand this paradox. We have only to be grateful for it. Okay. And yeah, it is a paradox. And I don't quite understand it, but I don't need to. You know, I don't need to ask why a lot because I feel like that's arguing with God, and I don't feel like arguing with God. I don't feel like doing it today. My mother was there on the auditorium stage. She, who had brought me into life 59 years before and who had waited a long, anxious time for happy fulfillment to my failure-ridden years. Beside her was my wife Lois, the one who held steadfast when hope had gone, who attended my second birth. Second birth. What's he talking about? He's talking about being reborn. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't read this prior. I've never read this. It's just usually certain things follow certain things. It's how it is. So there again, I'm not psychic. It's just that I've worked on this so much that for me it's like a second thought. It just happens. Um, and who in full partnership had shared with me pains and joys of our exciting life for the past 20 years. And there sat my sponsor, Ebby, who had first brought the word that lifted me out of the alcoholic pit. It says here Ebby died in 1966. With the whole convention, I rejoiced that he could be with us, and I thought of many non-alcoholic friends of the early days. Without them, there could have been no AA at all. They had set us up wonderful examples of unselfish devotion. They were the prototypes of thousands of men and women of goodwill who have since helped to make our society what it is. So, see, it took just more than a couple of alcoholics getting together to make this work. And some of those people are non-alcoholic, like his mother that was sitting there. I got to take a Zofran when I get like this and upset. I get bad stomach pains. And I don't think you guys want to watch me turn red. So what he's talking about here is the people in his life that got to watch him go through it, okay, that now get to be a part of what is going on. What the fuck happened to my camera? It died, and I don't care. I ain't turning it. I ain't gonna fix it. We'll just do this. I've had so many problems with this shit today. I just don't care. One after another, I looked at my friends and my fellow workers in AA headquarters, trustees, directors, staff members whose dedicated labor had been given for years to perfect the structure that would now be given to the final keeping of our fellowship itself. So what he did is he built up a society, okay? And what happened is this society started to flourish. And I call it the unstoppable wheel. Okay. In other words, if Bill had decided to walk away from AA at this point, it would have done just fine. Okay. That's kind of what I'm doing with trudging together. There you go. That's kind of what I'm doing with trudging together is creating it and bringing in the right people, but setting it up so that one day I can walk away from it. Without taking any credit. Ah. Now look at some of the comments here, guys. I have the language of a sailor. Yeah, I do. I understand about Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Appreciate that. Among the crowd in the great Keel Hall, I could see many an old timer. This had been indeed a reunion of the veterans. They had carried the very first torches, and I could feel the deep kinship that will always be something very special among us. I remember, too, how their ranks had already thinned. I reflected that in a little more time, all of us who have been pioneers of AA would belong to its past. Suddenly, I seized with a desire to turn the clock back. I felt a nostalgia for the old days, blending strangely with my gratitude for the great day in which I was now living. Um, hey Trish, good to see you, honey. And if I've missed anybody, I apologize for sure. And happy Father's Day to anybody that is a father. And no, not happy Father's Day to the mothers. I don't know why people do that. That's stupid. And just don't do it. Stop taking away our things that are men. Just stop it. See, I told you I'm not very good today. I'm trying. All right. But I'm remembering back to, man, and I miss the fuck out of them, man. There were a lot of old timers that they just did a lot of great things. It's hard to describe the type of fellowship that I felt at that point, and I don't feel it anymore. I think that's part of my problem too, and I can't get into that today either. Right? So, it they got together to celebrate, right? That's what they did. So, Bernard Smith, our chairman, presently summoned me to speak. Bernard Smith died in 1970. I recounted, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I recounted and relived the 17-year story of building the AA World Service structure. This talk, together with a full account of our subsequent proceedings on this historic day, may be read farther in this book. The full attendance of thousands of AA St. Louis representing an accurate cross section of AA opinion now sat in convention before us. On the auditorium stage was a service conference of Alcoholics Anonymous. About 100 men and women who were the named and chosen representative of the whole fellowship. So it looks like they were celebrating the release of the book. Okay. What is the miracle of the book? The miracle of the book is that 100 people came together and wrote it. Okay. Bill W. did not write the book. He wrote Bill's story and he put a lot of verbiage in. But if you look here, about 100, not look here, I'm the one reading it, about 100 men and women who were the named and chosen representatives of the whole fellowship. The conference, having completed the 5th year of its experimental period with a record of high success, was no longer an experiment. It was the instrument destined to become the heart of AA's third legacy of service and the whole of AA's conscious worldwide. All right. 1,000 beatings by John Barleycorn did not encourage me to admit defeat. I believed it was a moral obligation to conquer my enemy friend. Ah, and it's a friend too. It's a love-hate relationship. It really is. At my first AA meeting, I was blessed with the feeling that it was all right to admit defeat to a disease which had nothing to do with my moral fiber. And that, my friends, is where things get fucked up. Okay. See, it had nothing to do with your moral fiber, but everybody around you can sees it as something much different. I knew instinctively that I was in the presence. And why am I saying that? Because we all need safe spaces in order to talk. Every single one of us. Okay. And if you don't feel like you have a safe space to talk and grow with somebody, then you're going to get stagnant and you're either going to have a dry drunk or you can go back out. Something's going to happen. I knew instinctively that I was in the presence of great love when I entered the doors of AA. With no effort on my part, I became aware that to love myself was good and right as God intended. My feelings set me free where my thoughts held me in bondage. I am grateful. And what's coming to my mind is And my wife said this a lot to me, and I was extremely grateful, and I needed to hear it. I needed to, and eventually it would work, but she would say, "Dion, I know I know what Dion's like when he's sober, and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna wait for him to come back. I'm gonna love you till you learn how to love yourself." She had enough love to love me, enough till I could love myself. I also felt that way in the program. There were a lot of people that loved me until I could learn to love myself, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Learning to love yourself takes time. Mm. Well, I tell you today, I'm not a huge fan of Dion, right? But I still love myself. I'm not gonna, well, I am sitting on a pity pot, but I've tried to get out of it. I've tried to start my day over. I've gone to meetings. Just could be one of those days. Um, so what do we do in those situations? Well, we rely on our foundation, steps 1, 2, and 3. You know, and these will be days like this will be the days that you're grateful that you have a strong foundation. Okay. I have no thoughts of using or drinking or anything like that. I've done this enough that I know that it's okay to sit with my feelings. I know this too shall pass. Um, and that's progress. And so I guess I can be grateful that I have some progress going on. That makes me feel a little bit better. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it today for the daily reflections. I'll be back tomorrow at 9. I should be here at 9. If not, I'll be really late because I'm going down to detox. I'm running a meeting at detox on Mondays now. Um, say introduction to recovery is what it is. We're going to sit down, talk with these people, see what it is that they need, and then we're going to go out and get it because I want to show Aurora mental health what trudging together can actually do. Yeah, I want to show them that. I want 'em to, I want people to know that we do things the right way, and everything that I do has intention behind it. I don't just do stuff. You know, there's going to be intention behind it, and it's going to have depth and weight. It'll always have depth and weight. It needs to because um, we deal with people in life and death situations, and that's kind of the scary part. That can be scary when it's time to sponsor. That part could be scary. You know, um, people that aren't scared to sponsor scare me. Does that make sense? People that aren't scared to sponsor scare me. It's the natural order of things. If you don't think for a second, I don't know, man. What if I say something that fucks them all up and they go out and drink and die? If that thought doesn't cross your head, hey, then you have no morals. Sorry. You don't. Your intentions are wrong. Actually, what happened is you never finished the steps because that part will happen if you've done the steps. See, natural course of things, right? That's how I know where people are at and what they are doing. We got some comments here. I already see a therapist, but thanks, Chris. Thanks for doing this. Excited to see your progress with trudging together. Praying for your success and helping others like you helped. Yeah, no one is perfect. You're absolutely right, Chris. I mean to sound rude. Yeah, I do see a therapist every week. Just today's a little bit harder. Yes. Yeah, Dion's human too. So, all right. That's gonna be it. All right. We still do things when things are tough. That's why I'm here to show you that even though you're going through shit, it's okay to put stuff aside to go help other people. That's why I did it today. Oh, I know. Chris, the thing is, I know you have my back, so and I appreciate it. And, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it made me feel good that you said that. So, like I said, it's just my voice. There's no fluctuation in it today. So, I actually appreciate it more than you guys know. Um, you know, I'll be honest with you. I want a day where we fucking celebrate Dion, man, because I because Father's Day ain't it. So, yeah, that's just my ego talking, guys. So, all right, I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye.